Hi, this is Rob Papen, and I'd like to introduce you to Blade. First part you need to visit is the section where you can find all presets and banks. Also, the PDF manual can be opened if you press the Help button. There are many ways to select these presets. You can do it the classic way by using the up and down arrow in the preset part for selecting the preset, and by using the up and down arrow in the bank part for selecting the bank. But just like all our other plugins, we have also here the quick browser. It opens if you click the mouse button while being over the preset name. With the quick browse you can go through all the banks and presets. This also memories the last 8 presets you have selected. This is great if you search for the right preset and suddenly found out that the one of the presets you have heard before was the right one. You even can place presets you like into the temporary favorite list. The quick browser is an essential tool for saving time while making music. But there is more. If you click here at this button, the Bank Manager opens. It adds total overview of all presets and banks and some very cool features and functions you can find here. For instance, a preview button to audition a sound and a find function to search a preset. Okay, let's go back to the main page. Next to the Bank Manager, there's a button called Easy Mode, which opens the Easy Mode page. It allows you to edit presets in a very easy but still wicked way. You can change the Harmolator, XY pad, and also very quickly change the FX. You can bypass it, adjust the FX mix, or select another FX type. In case a preset uses the arpeggiator, you can edit it here as well. If you like the changes you did, you can copy these changes to the main page of Blade using the right mouse menu and select there Translate Easy Page to Main. So the easy page is easy, yet fun and very professional in use. Of course, if this is a cool new preset, you don't want to lose it. This is the way how you save the preset. First, rename the preset. Then the next option is that you save the preset to disk. The other option is that you save the whole bank with a new name. By clicking again on this Easy Mode button, you are back in the normal screen. Good, now let me tell you more about the main page of Blade and its synthesis. As you can see, the XY pad is very dominant in Blade, and this is for a reason. The idea behind Blade is that the human input has more influence on the sound than regular synthesizers. The human input is most of the time your keyboard, so the notes you play and how long and hard you play them, and MIDI controllers like the pitch bend, modulation wheel, or for instance a brass controller. In Blade we use the XY pad for having another human input for generating sound. Using the XY pad you can change dynamic the sound and even record it. But what makes this XY pad so different? Well, we add a lot of controls and most of them control the Harmolator. And this brings us to the Harmolator here. The Harmolator is the heart of Blade and is a very different type of oscillator. Instead of having the classic waveforms like saw wave, triangle or square, you create your own waveform here. For this you use 9 controls in total, starting with bass up to harm volume. Next to that, we have several setting options for the Harmolator and how, for instance, the ripper works. The 9 controls you can change static in the Harmolator itself or control it with the XY pad. Here you can see the parameters again. All 9 you can change using the XY pad in vertical and horizontal way. If the XY pad is set to off in the play mode, the dot can be moved around manual. And as you can hear, it changes the sound. Of course, you can use also external MIDI controllers to control the X and Y direction. This can be arranged in the right mouse menu of the XY pad. But it gets even more exciting if you record this movement and play it. As you notice, it plays the movement I recorded, and it gets even better, because I can adjust this movement and make it tempo-based, so that it synchronizes with your music. Let me set it to 1 bar and listen. Other options for this recorded movement is loop, and also bidirectional loop. But that is again not all. I can control the speed of the movement with different parts of Blade, or for instance any MIDI controller. Let me select the pitch band, and instead of using it for bending the pitch, I use it now to control the speed of the XY pad movement. Apart from the 9 Harmolator parameters, the XY pad can also control the cutoff frequency and resonance of the filter if it is used, and the volume. By the way, double-clicking on a dial sets it to its default 0 value, and clicking on a label bypasses the modulation target. That is a great function if you like to hear what the modulation does to the sound. If you go back to the Harmolator, we can see that we also have other settings, like a sub-oscillator and spread function for generating a multiple oscillator sound. What is more inside Blade? Well, the sound can be more altered by a distortion module, which is placed ahead of the multimode filter. Of course, you can click both on/off depending on the fact if you like to use them or want to hear the sound difference without them. In the upper corner we find the amp section, which controls the overall volume. It has velocity to volume control and of course an envelope. Below the amp section we can see velocity, LFO and envelope. Each controls the 9 Harmolator parameters, and next to that also the filter cutoff. You can click on/off functions, and even the whole part can be turned on/off to hear what it does to the sound. So next to the XY pad with tons of options, you also have your keyboard velocity, an LFO and an envelope to control the Harmolator and filter. In the upper left corner you can find the play mode section. Here you can select the arpeggiator as play mode and find other cool features like the chord memory with strumming option. The arpeggiator itself you can find down below. There are many features built in. The arpeggiator also has a tune row, which means that if you play one single note, the arpeggiator behaves like a mono sequencer. Also in this part you can find several modulation options, like pitch modulation by an LFO or an envelope. Also free modulation is inside of this part. 2 additional source options for modulating the harmolator and the filter, but also 2 free envelopes, 2 LFOs, and 4 times modulation matrix. So there are tons of synthesis options inside Blade. A special section inside this part is the advanced panel. Here you can control, for instance, the envelope curve or add warmth to the sound, which is a detailed parameter but still very useful and great if used with taste. Last but not least, you can find the FX section here, with 2 FX on board with 26 high-quality FX models. We added also a modulation matrix for this FX section. This means that you can control the FX with many of Blade's parameters or MIDI controllers. I must not forget to tell you that we also have a back panel at Blade. Click at the logo of Blade to view it. Here we have several global settings, included the big screen version option.